All right, today we're going to look at solving percent problems of a variety of kinds. So to solve most percent problems, you can set up a proportion in this format. Part over whole equals percent over 100. So you might want to write this down, and this would be something probably pretty good to memorize because it comes up a lot. So we'll look at three different example problems. And the first one says, what number is 72% of 80? Now, we actually learned how to do a problem like this the other day. And so you could use the same technique that we used before, but today we'll try this alternate technique. So we're trying to use this equation, part divided by whole equals percent divided by 100. So we want to look here. What number is 72% of 80? So I'm going to set up this proportion and put things in the right place. So what's the part? Well, we don't know. We're looking for what number is. 72%, well, that's the percent, so it goes on the top over here on the right, and that's always over 100. So 72 out of 100. What number is 72% of 80? So 80 is the whole, and that's going to go down on the left. So we're solving this proportion. X out of 80 equals 72 out of 100. When I solve this, I would probably use cross multiplying because this one doesn't end up working out too pretty. So I'm going to multiply 72 times 80, and that's 5,760. And then that is equivalent to 100x. So if I solve this equation by dividing by 100, I'm going to get 57.6 equals x. So 57.6 is 72% of 80. And if I tried this by the other technique that I learned the other day, 0.72 times 80, you'd actually get the same number. Okay, let's try a second problem here. 8 is 60% of what number? So again, I'm going to set up this percent equation. 8 is 60%, so I'm going to always go 60 over 100. And 8 this time, 8 is the part because you want to know 8 out of what? So 8 out of x is the same as 60 out of 100. And if I use a proportion here, again, this doesn't end up being super pretty to work with, so I'll probably cross multiply again. So 60 times x is 60x, and 8 times 100 is 800. And if I say solve and divide both sides by 60, I'm going to get x equals 13 and 1/3. Or I might get 13.3 repeating. And that seems reasonable because 8 out of 13 and 1/3, 18 is more than half of 13 and 1/3, but it's not significantly different. So my answer is 13 and 1/3. Okay, and then one more of these. If you're able to try this on your own, that would be great. Okay, 210 is what percent of 240? So I'm going to set it up again. 210 is, okay, so 210 is my part. Is what percent? I don't know the percent, so x out of 100 of 240. 240 is going to be my denominator. So 210 out of 240 equals x over 100. Again, just for consistency's sake this time, let's solve it by cross multiplying. So I've got 210 times 100, so that's 21,000 equals 240x. And if I divide by 240, then I get, sorry, that's about 87.5 equals x. So in this time, I want to know what percent of 240. Well, it's 87.5%. So this time I should keep my percent symbol since I'm looking for a percent. All right, last type of problem would be the word problems. So here we go. Jane is downloading a file from the internet. So far, she has downloaded 75% of the file. If 36 minutes have passed since she started, how long will it take her to download the rest of the file? So there's lots of ways to do this problem, and some of them are going to be definitely quicker than the one I show you, but we'll try using this percent equation again. So 36 minutes have passed so far, so that's going to be the part. So 36 out of x, this will be the total minutes, equals 75 out of 100. Okay, so I'm going to try to use a different technique other than cross multiplying this time. And I'm going to reduce 75/100 to 3/4 just because I think that will make this particular problem easier. And then I'm going to do scaling factors. So 3 times 12 gets me 36. So I'm going to do 4 times 12. So x equals 48. But in this case, it didn't ask me how much time it will take to do the whole file, and this is the total. So 48 is the total minutes. It just says how long will it take her to do the rest. So in this case, she's already spent 36, and we can do 48 minus 36 to get 12 more minutes. And that would actually answer this question